The skies above New Tokyo erupted in a dazzling display of light, momentarily outshining the city's famous neon billboards. Citizens paused in their tracks, craning their necks to witness what they initially assumed was an elaborate marketing stunt. But as the shimmering anomaly grew larger and more defined, a hush fell over the bustling metropolis. Dr. Akira Tanaka, lead astrophysicist at the Tokyo Observatory, frantically adjusted her telescope, her heart racing as she realized the implications of what she was seeing. "This is no meteor," she whispered to herself, her fingers flying over the keypad as she sent urgent messages to her colleagues worldwide. Within hours, the strange object had settled into a stable orbit around Earth, its true nature becoming clear. It was a spacecraft of unmistakably alien origin. Governments scrambled, militaries went on high alert, and the world held its collective breath, waiting for first contact. The wait wasn't long. As dawn broke over the International Space Station, a smaller vessel detached from the mothership and approached the orbiting platform. Captain Yuki Sato, the station's commander, steeled herself as she prepared to greet humanity's first extraterrestrial visitors. The airlock cycled, and 3 figures stepped through. They were undeniably alien, tall, slender beings with iridescent skin that seemed to ripple with colors. Their large, almond-shaped eyes glowed with an inner light, and where a human mouth would be, they had what appeared to be fine, shimmering tendrils. The central figure stepped forward, its tendrils moving in complex patterns. To Captain Saito's astonishment, she heard a voice in her mind, clear and melodious. "Greetings, people of Earth. I am Ambassador Excelna of the Galactic Confederation. We come seeking your assistance in a matter of utmost urgency." Captain Sato, trained for countless scenarios but never this one, found her voice. "Welcome to Earth, Ambassador Excelna. I am Captain Yuki Sato. We are honored by your presence. How may we assist you?" Zelna's skin rippled with what might have been appreciation. "Captain Sato, the galaxy faces a crisis beyond our comprehension. A quantum anomaly is spreading, threatening the very fabric of space-time. Our greatest minds have failed to find a solution. We have come to Earth because your species possesses a quality we lack, the ability to think in ways we cannot fathom." The implications of Zelna's words hit Captain Sato like a physical force. Humanity, a species that had barely taken its first steps into space, was being asked to save the galaxy. The absurdity of it almost made her laugh, but the gravity in Zelna's glowing eyes sobered her. "Ambassador," Sato replied carefully, "we are but a young species. Our understanding of the universe is limited. How could we possibly help with something so far beyond our knowledge?" Zelna's companions shifted, their skin patterns changing rapidly. The ambassador raised a long, elegant hand to calm them before responding. "It is precisely because you are young that we seek your aid. Your species has shown remarkable creativity and adaptability. You imagine the impossible, then strive to make it real. This human factor is what we need." As if to emphasize the point, a shudder ran through the space station. Outside the viewport, the stars seemed to blur for a moment before snapping back into focus. Alarms blared as the station's systems registered the gravitational anomaly. "What you just experienced," Zelna explained, "is a ripple effect of the quantum anomaly. These events will become more frequent and severe unless a solution is found." Captain Saito's mind raced. The fate of not just Earth, but the entire galaxy, possibly the universe itself, hung in the balance. And somehow, humanity held the key. She took a deep breath, squaring her shoulders. "Ambassador Excelna, on behalf of humanity, I accept your request for assistance. We will need to contact our world leaders and top scientists immediately. Can you provide us with more details about this anomaly?" Zelna's skin glowed with relief. "Of course, Captain. We will share all the data we have gathered, but we must act quickly. Time, as you understand it, is unraveling." As Captain Sato began coordinating with ground control to convene an emergency global summit, she couldn't help but feel a mix of terror and exhilaration. Humanity had often dreamed of its place among the stars. Now, that dream had become a reality in the most unexpected way possible. The next few hours were a whirlwind of activity. As news of the alien arrival spread, the world erupted into a chaotic mix of fear, excitement, and disbelief. Governments struggled to maintain order while simultaneously scrambling to assemble their brightest minds. Dr. Akira Tanaka fidgeted nervously in her seat as the Global Science Summit convened in the vast auditorium of the United Nations headquarters. Around her, the world's most brilliant minds murmured in a cacophony of languages, all trying to grasp the magnitude of the situation presented to them. At the podium, Ambassador Selena stood alongside a holographic display of swirling complex equations. The alien's iridescent skin shimmered under the harsh lights as it began to explain the nature of the quantum anomaly threatening the universe. The fabric of space-time is unraveling. Zelna's telepathic voice resonated in the minds of all present. Our most advanced simulations predict total cosmic collapse within what you would measure as 5 Earth years. A collective gasp rippled through the audience. Dr. Elena Volkov, a renowned Russian quantum physicist, stood up. But surely, with your advanced technology, you must have some solution. Zelna's tendrils writhed in what Akira was beginning to recognize as a sign of distress. We have tried every approach our science can conceive, but our thinking is limited by eons of established knowledge. We need a perspective unbound by such constraints. As the summit descended into a flurry of debate and theoretical proposals, Akira found her mind wandering to a theory she'd been working on in secret. It was wild, implausible. She'd never dared to publish it for fear of ridicule. But now, facing the literal end of everything, what did she have to lose? Taking a deep breath, Akira raised her hand. The moderator, surprised to see the young, relatively unknown scientist volunteer, gave her the floor. Akira's voice quavered as she began, but grew stronger with each word. What if we're looking at this all wrong? We're trying to mend the fabric of space-time, but what if instead we could reshape it? A murmur of confusion swept through the room. Selna's eyes glowed with sudden interest. Encouraged, Akira continued, pulling up her own equations on the holographic display. Think of space-time not as a fixed tapestry, but as a fluid medium. If we could generate a cascading series of quantum fluctuations precisely tuned to the frequency of the anomaly. For the next hour, Akira outlined her theory, her words tumbling out faster than she could control. She proposed using Earth's magnetic field as a giant quantum antenna, amplifying and directing the fluctuations to essentially smooth out the wrinkles in space-time. As she finished, silence fell over the auditorium. Then, chaos erupted. Half the scientists present were on their feet, shouting objections and pointing out potential catastrophic flaws. The other half were furiously scribbling notes, eyes wide with the possibilities. Amidst the uproar, Selena glided down from the stage, approaching Akira. The alien's skin was pulsing with rapid color changes, its tendrils weaving complex patterns. Dr. Tanaka, Zelna's mental voice cut through the noise in Akira's mind. Your theory is unprecedented. It defies several laws of physics as we understand them. Akira's heart sank. Of course, it was too wild, too. It may be precisely what we need. Akira blinked in surprise. You think it could work? Selna's skin settled into a deep, pulsing blue. I think it must be attempted. The risks are enormous, but the alternative is certain doom. Will you join us aboard our ship to refine and implement your theory? The room fell silent as all eyes turned to Akira. In that moment, the weight of not just humanity, but all sentient life in the galaxy seemed to rest on her shoulders. Her mind raced with doubts. She was just a theorist, not even a particularly well-regarded one. How could she possibly? Then she remembered why she'd become a scientist in the first place. To explore, to push boundaries, to dare to imagine the impossible. Akira stood, meeting Selna's glowing gaze. I'll do it, she said, her voice steady despite her pounding heart. When do we leave? A ripple of excitement passed through Zelna's companions. The ambassador's tendrils formed what Akira could swear was a smile. Immediately, Dr. Tanaka, time is not on our side. As Akira was whisked away to prepare for her journey to the stars, the summit erupted into frenzied activity. Teams were assembled to support her work from Earth, to reconfigure the planet's magnetic field into the largest quantum experiment in history. Dr. Elena Volkov caught up with Akira as she was leaving the building. The older scientist gripped Akira's arm, her eyes intense. Your theory, it's brilliant, but the risks, if you're off by even a fraction. Akira nodded sullenly. I know. We could accelerate the collapse or worse, but we have to try. Elena studied her for a moment, then pulled her into a fierce hug. Show them what humans can do, Divochka. We'll be working around the clock down here to support you. As Akira boarded the sleek alien shuttle that would take her to the mothership, she cast one last look at the Earth gleaming below. Everything and everyone she had ever known was on that blue marble. And now the fate of that world, of all worlds, rested in her hands. The shuttle's engines hummed to life, and Akira felt a surge of determination. Humanity had always dreamed of reaching the stars. Now they would do so not as explorers, but as saviors. As the Earth receded from view, Akira turned her gaze to the vast expanse of space before her. Whatever challenges lay ahead, she was ready to face them. The greatest adventure in human history had begun. The alien mothership loomed before Akira, a vast structure of gleaming metal and pulsating energy fields that defied her understanding of engineering. As the shuttle docked, she felt a mix of awe and trepidation. This was to be her home for the foreseeable future, a base from which she would attempt to save the universe. Zelna led Akira through corridors that seemed to shift and reconfigure themselves. Our ship is a living entity, the ambassador explained, noticing Akira's wonderment. It adapts to our needs and the challenges we face. They'd entered a vast chamber, filled with holographic displays and strange, organic-looking consoles. Alien crew members moved about with purpose, their iridescent skin flickering with complex patterns. This is our central research hub, Zelna said. It will be your primary workspace. A tall, willowy alien approached them. Its skin was a deep purple, with swirling patterns of silver. Dr. Tanaka, I am Chief Scientist Zarthol. I will be your primary liaison and assistant in this endeavor. Akira bowed slightly, unsure of the proper etiquette. It's an honor, Chief Scientist. I look forward to working with you. As Zarthol began to explain the capabilities of their technology, Akira's mind raced. The aliens' understanding of quantum mechanics was leagues beyond Earth's, yet they couldn't solve this crisis. The pressure of her task weighed heavily upon her. Over the next few days, Akira worked tirelessly, striving to translate her theories into practical applications using the aliens' advanced technology. She often found herself frustrated, the gap between her knowledge and theirs sometimes seeming insurmountable. One particularly challenging day, as Akira stared at a set of failed simulations, she felt a gentle touch on her shoulder. She looked up to see Zelna, the ambassador's skin pulsing with soothing blue tones. You are troubled, Zelna observed. Akira sighed. I feel inadequate. Your science is so advanced, and I'm just fumbling in the dark. Zelna's tendrils formed a pattern that Akira had come to recognize as a smile. It is precisely your fumbling that we need, Dr. Tanaka. Our advancement has become our limitation. We can no longer see the forest for the trees, as your species might say. Encouraged, Akira returned to her work with renewed vigor. She began to approach problems from unconventional angles, combining human intuition with alien technology in ways that often baffled but intrigued her extraterrestrial colleagues. Weeks passed, marked by breakthroughs and setbacks. Akira's theory of using quantum fluctuations to reshape spacetime began to take concrete form. The aliens provided her with a small-scale testing chamber, where she could safely experiment with manipulating tiny pockets of spacetime. One evening, as Akira was fine-tuning an experiment, alarms blared throughout the ship. The floor beneath her feet shuddered, and the holographic displays flickered wildly. Zafal burst into the lab, his usually calm demeanor shaken. A massive anomaly wave is approaching. Our shields may not hold. Akira's heart raced. Without thinking, she rushed to the main console, her fingers flying over the alien controls she had become familiar with. Quick, route power from the shields to the quantum field generator. Zafal hesitated, but that would leave us exposed. Trust me, Akira shouted, already inputting the calculations she'd been working on. As the anomaly wave hit, Akira activated her makeshift defense. The ship groaned and shuddered, but held. Outside, through the viewports, they could see space itself rippling and distorting before suddenly snapping back to normal. Silence fell over the bridge. Then, slowly, the alien crew began to emit pulses of light in various colors, their equivalent of applause, Akira realized. Selena approached, eyes glowing with what could only be described as pride. You did it, Dr. Tanaka. You've just given us our first real defense against the anomaly. Akira let out a breath she didn't realize she'd been holding. It's not a solution yet, she cautioned, but it's a start. The incident marked a turning point. The alien crew began to look at Akira with new respect, eagerly engaging with her ideas, no matter how outlandish they seemed. Akira, in turn, grew more confident in combining her human perspective with the alien's vast knowledge. As they traveled through space, studying the anomaly up close, Akira's understanding of the universe expanded in ways she could never have imagined. She saw the birth of stars, witnessed the dance of galaxies, and peered into the very fabric of reality itself. But with each new discovery came a sobering reminder of the stakes. The anomaly was growing, spreading faster than their initial predictions. Time was running out. One night, unable to sleep, Akira stood before a giant viewport, watching the distorted space around a particularly active anomaly. Zafal joined her, his presence a comforting constant in this strange new life. Do you think we can really do this? Akira asked softly. Save the universe. Zafal was quiet for a moment. Before you came aboard, I would have said no, he admitted. But now I believe we have a chance. Your species has a saying, do you not? Where there's life, there's hope. Akira smiled, touched by the alien's use of a human phrase. She turned her gaze back to the swirling chaos beyond the viewport. Tomorrow would bring new challenges, new ideas to test, new boundaries to push. But for now, she allowed herself to feel a glimmer of hope. The fate of the cosmos still hung in the balance, but humanity had proven it had something unique to offer. And Akira was determined to give everything she had to this ultimate test of human ingenuity and spirit. Months had passed since Akira left Earth, though time seemed to lose meaning in the vastness of space. Her days blurred together in a constant cycle of experiments, simulations, and heated debates with her alien colleagues. Progress was slow, but steady. They had managed to create localized fields that could temporarily stabilize small areas affected by the anomaly, but scaling up to universal proportions remained elusive. One day, as Akira was poring over the latest failed simulation, a notification pinged on her console. It was a message from Earth. Dr. Elena Volkov had sent over some new data from their planetary-scale experiments with the magnetic field. As Akira scrolled through the information, something caught her eye. There was an unexpected pattern in the quantum fluctuations, a rhythm she hadn't seen before. It was subtle, easy to miss, but it tickled something in the back of her mind. Zafal, she called out, excitement creeping into her voice. Can you pull up the deep space scans of the anomaly's edge? The alien scientist complied, his tendrils twitching with curiosity. As the holographic display lit up with swirling patterns of energy, Akira's heart began to race. There, she pointed. Do you see it? The fluctuations at the anomaly's edge. They match the pattern we're seeing in Earth's magnetic field. Zarthel's skin rippled with skepticism. That's impossible. The scales are completely different. How could Earth's magnetic field possibly mimic a cosmic anomaly? But Akira was already in motion, her fingers flying over the console as she overlaid the two data sets. As the patterns aligned, a gasp went through the assembled alien scientists. "It's not mimicking," Akira breathed, her eyes wide with realization. "It's resonating. Somehow, Earth's magnetic field is naturally resonating with the quantum fabric of space-time." The implications were staggering. If they could understand and harness this resonance, they might have a way to influence the anomaly on a cosmic scale. The next few weeks were a frenzy of activity. Akira worked around the clock, collaborating closely with the team on Earth to unravel the mysteries of this unexpected connection. They discovered that Earth's unique combination of magnetic field, rotation, and internal composition created a kind of quantum harmony with the universe at large. As the pieces fell into place, Akira's original theory began to evolve into something far more profound. They weren't just reshaping space-time, they were tuning it like a cosmic instrument. However, as the breakthrough brought them closer to a potential solution, tensions began to rise aboard the ship. Some of the alien scientists, led by a stern quantum theorist named Wechsler, began to voice concerns about the approach. "This is madness," Wechsler argued during a heated meeting. "We're basing the fate of the universe on the quirks of a single insignificant planet. The risks are incalculable." Akira stood her ground. "But the data doesn't lie. This resonance effect is real, and it's our best shot at stopping the anomaly." Selena, who had been quietly observing the debate, finally spoke up. "Dr. Tanaka's approach is unconventional, yes, but we sought out humanity precisely because we needed a new perspective. We must see this through." The decision was made to proceed, but the atmosphere on the ship grew tense. Akira could feel the weight of doubting eyes upon her as she worked. The pressure to succeed, to prove that humanity's unique viewpoint was worth the risk, was immense. As they prepared for the first large-scale test of their universal tuning theory, Akira found herself standing before the viewport once again, staring out at the shimmering anomaly that threatened all of existence. Zarfel joined her, his usually vibrant skin muted with concern. "Are you certain about this, Akira? Once we begin, there's no turning back." Akira took a deep breath, steeling herself. "No," she admitted, "I'm not certain. But sometimes that's what science is about, taking a leap into the unknown based on our best understanding." She turned to face her alien friend, a determined glint in her eye. "What I am certain of is this: if we don't try, we've already lost. Humanity has always progressed by daring to challenge the impossible. It's time to show the universe what we can do." Zarthel's skin flickered with a pattern Akira had come to recognize as respect. "Then let us dare together, my human friend." As they walked back to the control room, Akira felt a mix of terror and exhilaration. They were about to attempt something never before conceived, to play the universe like an instrument, with Earth as their tuning fork. The fate of all reality hung in the balance. But as Akira took her place at the main console, surrounded by the enigmatic alien technology and her dedicated extraterrestrial colleagues, she felt a surge of pride. Whatever the outcome, humanity had risen to the challenge. They had brought a unique perspective to a problem that had stumped the greatest minds in the galaxy. With a deep breath, Akira nodded to Selena. "We're ready. Let's save the universe." The ambassador's eyes glowed with sullen determination. "Initiate the sequence, Dr. Tanaka, and may the cosmos be with us all." Akira's hand hovered over the activation control. In that moment, she carried the hopes of not just humanity, but all sentient life. With a silent prayer to the scientific principles that had guided her this far, she pressed the button. The greatest experiment in the history of the universe had begun. As Akira activated the sequence, the ship hummed to life with an energy unlike anything she had ever experienced. Holographic displays erupted around her, showing cascading waves of quantum fluctuations rippling out from Earth and resonating through the fabric of space-time. Incredible, breathed Zarthol, his skin pulsating with excitement. The resonance is propagating faster than we anticipated. Akira's fingers danced across the alien controls, fine-tuning the process as data streamed in. "We need to modulate the frequency," she called out. "Earth's rotation is causing a Doppler-like effect on the quantum level." As the team worked feverishly to stabilize the expanding field of influence, alarms suddenly blared throughout the ship. Vexor's voice cut through the chaos, tinged with panic. "The anomaly is reacting. It's fighting back." Akira's head snapped up to the main view screen. The edge of the anomaly, usually a shimmering, nebulous boundary, was now roiling with angry tendrils of distorted space-time, lashing out against the encroaching resonance field. "This is unprecedented." Zelna's telepathic voice resonated with a mix of awe and fear. "The anomaly appears to have some form of consciousness." For a moment, Akira felt a wave of doubt wash over her. Had she made a terrible mistake? Was her human hubris about to doom the universe instead of saving it? But then, a memory surfaced, a lesson from her early days as a scientist. "In chaos theory," she murmured, "complex systems often appear to resist change before reorganizing into a new stable state." Her eyes lit up with sudden understanding. "That's it. We're not just reshaping space-time, we're communicating with it." Vexillus tendrils writhed in agitation. "Communicating with space-time itself? This is madness. We must abort before." "No," Akira cut him off, her voice ringing with newfound certainty. "We need to push through, but we can't force it. We need to harmonize with it." She turned to the assembled alien scientists, her eyes blazing with intensity. "I need you to think of this not as a battle, but as a dance. A cosmic symphony. We're not conquerors, we're conductors." Confusion rippled through the alien crew, but Selna's eyes glowed with understanding. "Dr. Tanaka is right. Our rigid, analytical approach may be hindering us. We must embrace a more intuitive method." For a tense moment, the alien scientists hesitated, centuries of ingrained scientific doctrine warring with the desperate need for a solution. Then, slowly, they began to adjust their approach, following Akira's lead. As they worked, Akira felt something shift. The hostile reaction of the anomaly began to soften, its angry tendrils slowly transforming into swirling eddies that began to move in sync with the resonance waves. "It's working," Zarthol exclaimed, his skin shimmering with joy. But their elation was short-lived. Just as it seemed they were making progress, the ship shuddered violently. Warning lights flashed across every console. "The power drain is too much," one of the alien engineers reported. "Our systems are overloading. We can't maintain the field." Akira's mind raced. They were so close, but without enough power to sustain the resonance field, everything would collapse. Humanity's one shot at saving the universe would be lost. Then, an idea struck her, wild, dangerous, but possibly their only hope. "The ship," she said, turning to Xelena. "You said it was alive, adaptive. What if we could persuade it to join our symphony?" Selna's eyes widened. "Integrate our living ship into the resonance field. It's never been done. The risks are less than the certainty of failure if we do nothing," Akira finished. For a heartbeat, silence reigned on the bridge. Then Selna nodded. "Do it." Akira took a deep breath, placing her hands on the organic console. She closed her eyes, trying to sense the living essence of the ship that had been her home these past months. "Please," she whispered, "we need your help. Join us. Dance with us." For a moment, nothing happened. Then, Akira felt a subtle shift beneath her fingers. The console seemed to warm, to pulse with a rhythm that matched her own heartbeat. Suddenly, the ship's systems surged with new energy. The resonance field expanded exponentially, enveloping the anomaly in a dazzling display of quantum harmonics. On the view screen, they watched in awe as the anomaly began to shrink, its chaotic energies slowly being reabsorbed into the fabric of space-time. The universe itself seemed to sigh with relief as balance was restored. As the last vestiges of the anomaly faded away, a stunned silence fell over the bridge. Then, slowly, it was broken by a sound Akira had never heard before, the melodious, bell-like laughter of the aliens. Selena approached Akira, eyes glowing with an emotion that transcended species. "Dr. Tanaka, Akira, you've done it. You've saved us all." Akira felt tears of relief and joy welling up in her eyes. "We did it," she corrected. "All of us, human, alien, and ship alike." As the reality of their success sank in, Akira gazed out at the now calm expanse of space. They have faced the ultimate crisis and emerged victorious, not through force or cold calculation, but through harmony, intuition, and the unique perspective that humanity brought to the cosmos. In that moment, Akira knew that the relationship between Earth and the galactic community would never be the same. Humanity had proven its worth among the stars, not as conquerors or mere students, but as partners in the grand cosmic dance. The universe was safe, and a new era of exploration and cooperation was about to begin. As the alien mothership approached Earth, Akira stood at the viewport, her heart racing with anticipation. The blue marble that was her home grew larger, more beautiful than she remembered. After months in deep space, facing the greatest challenge in the history of the universe, she was finally returning home. But it wasn't just a homecoming, it was the dawn of a new era for humanity. Selena glided to her side, the ambassador's skin shimmering with a kaleidoscope of colors that Akira had come to recognize as excitement and pride. "Are you ready, Dr. Tanaka?" Akira took a deep breath. "As ready as I'll ever be to tell humanity that we're not alone in the universe, and that we just helped save all of existence." As they entered Earth's atmosphere, Akira marveled at how ordinary everything looked. The world had continued turning, oblivious to the cosmic drama that had unfolded among the stars. Only a select few knew the full truth of what had transpired. The ship touched down in a specially prepared area outside New Tokyo. A welcoming committee waited, a mix of global leaders, top scientists, and military personnel. Among them, Akira spotted Dr. Elena Volkov, her mentor's face beaming with pride. As Akira stepped onto Earth's soil for the first time in months, she felt the difference immediately. The resonance they had established with the universe thrummed through her, making her acutely aware of the planet's rotation, its magnetic field, its very place in the cosmic dance. The next few days were a whirlwind of debriefings, press conferences, and global addresses. Humanity reeled from the revelation of alien life and the role their planet had played in averting cosmic disaster. Reactions ranged from euphoria to fear, from religious awe to scientific skepticism. Through it all, Akira found herself thrust into the role of humanity's ambassador to the stars. Her unique position as the bridge between human and alien science made her invaluable in explaining the intricacies of what had occurred. "We stand at a crossroads," Akira addressed the United Nations General Assembly, her voice carrying to billions watching around the world. "We have proven that humanity has something unique to offer the galactic community. Our creativity, our intuition, our ability to think outside established norms, these are our greatest strengths." She paused, looking out at the sea of faces. "But with this recognition comes great responsibility. We must now decide how we will step onto the galactic stage. Will we come as conquerors, or as collaborators, as students or as teachers? I believe we have the potential to be all of these and more." In the weeks that followed, the world began to change. Global conflicts that had seemed so important before now appeared petty in the face of cosmic reality. Nations that had been at odds for generations found common ground in the excitement of alien contact and the promise of advanced technology. Universities around the world established new departments dedicated to xenoscience and cosmic harmonics. The principles Akira and her alien colleagues had discovered were already revolutionizing fields from quantum computing to medicine. But it wasn't all smooth sailing. Some feared the influence of alien culture on human society. Others worried about the potential for cosmic threats that humanity was now aware of but ill-equipped to face alone. Akira found herself not just a scientist, but a diplomat, working tirelessly to bridge the gap between human fears and alien intentions. 6 months after their return to Earth, Akira stood on the launch pad of humanity's first faster-than-light ship, built with a combination of human ingenuity and alien technology. Beside her stood Zarthol, appointed as the official alien liaison to Earth. "Are you nervous?" the alien scientist asked, his skin rippling with what Akira now recognized as affectionate concern. Akira smiled, looking up at the stars twinkling in the twilight sky. "A little. We're about to take our first real steps into the galactic community. It's a big responsibility." Zarthol's tendrils formed the alien equivalent of a smile. "You humans have a saying, do you not? With great power comes great responsibility. I believe you are more than equal to the task." As they boarded the ship, named Harmony in honor of the cosmic symphony that had saved the universe, Akira felt a surge of excitement and purpose. Humanity had faced its greatest test and emerged not just victorious, but transformed. They were no longer alone in the universe, no longer confined to their small blue planet. The ship's engines hummed to life, resonating with the quantum fabric of space in a way that still filled Akira with wonder. As they lifted off, breaking free of Earth's gravity, she thought about the journey that had brought them here and the infinite possibilities that lay ahead. Humanity had found its place among the stars, not through conquest or mere technological advancement, but through the very qualities that made them human: creativity, adaptability, and the courage to face the unknown with open minds and hearts. As the Earth shrank behind them and the vast expanse of the galaxy opened up before them, Akira knew that this was just the beginning. The greatest adventure in human history was unfolding, and she couldn't wait to see where it would lead. The universe, with all its wonders and challenges, awaited, and humanity was ready to embrace its cosmic destiny.